What's up, freaks? This is just me, and today we're gonna be ranking the 8 mandatory poses of Phil the Gift Heath from worst to best. And we're gonna be considering the poses throughout the bodybuilder's whole career. So, for instance, if they were strong in a mandatory at the start of their career, but as time went on it became a weak one, it's gonna end up as a mediocre pose in this video. Alright, let's get into it. I just want to give a little introduction, although it's probably not needed. Phil is a 7-time Mr. Olympia champion from 2018 to 2017. He won all these Olympias. So, needless to say, he is one of the most dominant bodybuilders ever. And we're gonna start with the countdown. Starting with Phil's weakest pose, we have the front lat spread. This has always been quite a weak pose for Phil, and he loses it at least 90% of the time against others, I would say. At the start of his career, he looked respectable in it because he didn't have a distended midsection. However, he still always had trouble because of his narrow structure and clavicle width. Phil's arms were too dominant over the lats, which are not bad, but they don't really shine through because he's too narrow. Now, the 7th best mandatory shot, or maybe more accurate would be the second worst for the gift, in my opinion, is the Eben thigh. Now, you could argue this is his worst pose, but that's only in the latter half of his career. In his prime, Phil wasn't bad in this pose, as you can see on the left. Strong in it, really, he never was, because he looks too narrow upstairs and too dominant downstairs, and his abs were never picture perfect to start, even when they were in check before all the hernia and all the surgeries. Definitely one of Phil's worst poses, but he doesn't look that bad. The 6th best pose, in my opinion, for Phil the Gift Heath has to be the front double biceps. Now we're getting into the territory of mandatories the most of the time shouldn't really be referred to as weak poses. Truthful never had the best silhouette or flow in this pose, the front double, but in his prime years he was coming strong. He had great guns, awesome sharp muscle separation in the arms, also his V-taper and midsection, and looking bad when he was young, and strong wheels too. In the later years, the Gift had a much worse ab setup, and that was ruining the pose despite the awesome arm development, so the pose doesn't rank as high. In 5th place, we have the side chest pose. This is not a weak pose per se, but some people just don't appreciate it. It's true that here in this one film is too arm dominant. The pecs don't stand out because partially the far pec is even covered by his huge arm. Sometimes his abs were also distended, for example on the right, and he wasn't doing a great job hiding it, so it looked unpleasing and kinda spoiled the pose. Now, here is the 4th best mandatory pose, in my opinion, the side triceps. In this pose, if Phil keeps his midsection in check, he looks supreme. He's got one of the best horseshoes in bodybuilding history, and his delt and legs look really good as well. He wins this pose against most of his opposition. The reason the side tri, which Phil has some of the best in history, is only 4th in this video is that Phil just plain has even stronger poses, as I see it. He's a really good bodybuilder. For example, the most muscular is a more dominant pose in my opinion. Apart from having a scrunched and somewhat overwhelming chest, and sometimes a bad midsection in the latter years, he's not far from perfection in both the crab and hands clasp most musculars in his prime. The traps and shoulders cap the pose well, the arms look amazing, and he's no slouch in the leg department either. The overall effect is very dominating against other competitors, and Phil's most muscular is truly a sight to behold, one of the best ever. And here we have the next pose. This is the rear lat spread. This, in my opinion, is even more of a highlight of Phil's poses than the most muscular shot. Phil has never had the most width in his back because his clavicles are quite narrow, but he made this pose about the details in his back and the conditioning of the whole body. He looks amazing in this pose, and he can even stand up to the best of Dorian and Ronnie, for example. He's one of the best to ever hit the lat spread as well. That being said, I think Phil's best pose is the back double. He looks so perfect in this pose. He doesn't have a single flaw. Conditioning, check. Lat insertions, check. Great arms, check. And you can do that for every body part. He looks so good in the rear double biceps. I think this is one of the best, if not the best, rear double bicep in bodybuilding. I have never ever seen a picture of a rear double where Phil didn't look good, and that's so commendable. You have to award this pose first place here. So this is all for this one, guys. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about this order. Would you change anything about the order or this video? Thank you for giving me feedback for the people that decide to do so. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to watch some Phil Heath videos and also like and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of your day.